Today on Survival Dispatch, we're going to drink sweet tea flavored pond water. The things I do for you guys. Chris, we've been out here for a while trying to test this water filtration stuff. Bring us up to date on what's been going on.
Well, it started with the water tester that we were sent that tests parts per million. Said that the bottled water, that we had multiple bottles of water, was the most contaminated of them all, and that your pond scum water was the cleanest water of them all. No, we were not reading it backwards.
Right.
It reads parts per million. So that nuked that part of the test. But we got creative and we thought, well, we'll test 3 different water purification systems. This one has a pump in it.
Yep.
An electric pump that's battery driven, plus a couple gravity fed ones where we can hook different filters on them.
And we tried that.
And when we poured the pond scum in, it wouldn't flow through the filter.
Evidently, there's too much solid stuff in my pond water.
Not according to the water tester, which said it was the clean. It said it was like 27 parts per million, whereas the bottled water was, 180, 190 parts per million consistently. Multiple different bottles of water.
Well, here's the bottom line. I made a promise that I was going to drink my pond water, and I'm not the kind of guy to go back on my word, but how can you make it easy on me?
Yeah, so here's what we're going to do.
All right.
We're going to put the pond scum in here. We're going to pump it through this guy. So this is the BK200.
All right.
Electric water filter. It's from a company called BKLES.
Yep.
Electric portable water filter. BK2000 is the model. So we're going to pump the pond scum from here through this guy into this one over here. Okay.
All right. Yep.
Then we are going to take this guy, which is the InstaBrew coffee and tea maker. And
I like the sound of that.
So it sits on this battery unit. There's also an AC unit to plug into, but you can put this in your backpack when you're hiking or hunting. Make yourself a coffee or tea.
Are you following this, guys? We're talking about a portable survival coffee maker.
Yeah, survival for anybody who's addicted to coffee like us.
Right.
So there's multiple different flavors of coffee and tea. We got one out here, caramel, that we'll put in. So it's literally, we're going to pump the pond scum through the filter into this glass, pour it into the InstaBrew, screw it onto this battery, let it boil, drop the coffee in, shake it up, and you're going to drink it. You can't sue me like McDonald's for 3rd-degree burns, because this sucker gets crazy hot. Should probably also mention that these guys here, what are they called again?
The tire table.
Yeah, but Tailgater is the company name on the side, correct?
Yes, yes.
So the tire table by Tailgater.
Right.
Yeah. So this is Denny's. He did a review on it. Kind of come in handy for this little thing that we're fixing.
Pretty nifty.
Yeah. So anyway, this is Denny's pond scum that you seen at the opening of the video.
All right, I'm going to go behind the camera and get some good shots. Here we go.
All right. Okay. So we've got 1 beer mug full of pond scum. And we'll turn this sucker on and send it over to, this feels like something off of like I don't know, like a cartoon that we grew up when we was kids and people were,
it does,
mad scientists and stuff.
I'm just hoping this thing's going to be drinkable.
So, that's not enough coffee coming out of that. So we're just going to keep adding.
I like my coffee.
Yeah. So we're going to make sure that you get lots of coffee.
All right.
I'm actually pretty impressed with how fast this goes, as well as the fact that it has multiple filters and it's not getting plugged up from the pond scum. So, all right, let's stop it there. Let's take our coffee again. So you can see here, nothing in this. And I'm sure I'll spill this all over, but so be it. Okay. So Denny's pond scum is in here. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to hear this or not, but this thing's pretty crazy.
We'll get up close to it.
As soon as you set it on the base, it starts cooking right away. So there's a couple arrows we got to line up here, right there. Okay. So watch when I twist this. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Listen to it.
Immediately.
It's boiling already. So then there's a temperature guy over here, and as it gets hotter and hotter, that light goes up and up. It's got a release on here, by the way, for steam.
So Chris, the water's actually boiling in there?
Yeah, it's amazing how
so we have an additional purification process.
Yeah, so almost lost it. So because the water tester was not functional, defective, we don't want to necessarily pump pond scum through this and say, yeah, it's 100% safe to consume. Although we could, because one of the upcoming interviews and reviews we're going to be doing is with Doc Sid Hyder. Go to mydoc.com, and he sells this thing called the D-Pack. So it's like a pack of medicine on steroids. So if you get any type of ailment, there's a medication for it. He has a bunch of stuff in there for contaminated water. Maybe if you got tapeworm from contaminated water, something like that. So technically, we could drink this without testing it and without boiling it. And if we got sick, we've got meds available, but nobody wants to go through that. So instead, we'll boil this coffee for you, Denny. And when it's done, you know that it's been filtered. By the way, there's two filters here. There's a pre-filter, and there's another filter inside this guy. And then we're boiling it. And we can cut here in a second, Denny. We'll wait till this boils, and we'll come back down.
We done, Chris?
Almost. So I set this on the highest setting, Denny. See the red there?
Yep.
As the indicators go solid, it's getting warmer and warmer.
Okay.
Hotter and hotter, I should say.
Yep.
In my experience, number 2 is where you got to stop it.
Okay.
You get past there, it is just too dang hot. So we can go ahead and disconnect this guy.
All right.
Like that. And we can open it up, and this will be really hot. Do me a favor and hold that for a second.
Yep.
Just
steam coming out of there.
Yeah, it's something else. So this one of the flavored coffees from InstaBrew. We'll drop that sucker in there. And go ahead and close that up, Denny.
It's dissolving. I can see it.
So there's a steam release on the top of this, by the way. So
there we go.
All right. So if you hold your finger over it like that.
Yep.
They don't tell you to do this. This is a trick I found.
Oh, you figured it out.
And now I can shake it around. So if you shake it around like that, don't put your thumb on it.
Yeah.
That steam release will go off.
Okay.
It'll come out, and I'm telling you, it's hot.
All right.
It's really hot. I can actually smell the.
I can too. I can smell the coffee.
I can smell the caramel.
Yeah. It might be a little. This pond scum coffee might be a little fancy for me, Chris. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fancy, that's for sure.
Well,
actually, it's
what I didn't know when I made the little intro video in the beginning of the video is I didn't know we were going to end up doing this process and using another product basically in this review, which was great. It looks like coffee.
Let's make sure we get every last little bit out of there.
I feel like you should have a cup and I should say cheers.
I'm going to date myself here, but you remember Bob and Doug McKenzie?
Of course I do, eh?
Strange Brew, and how they took their father's last beer and they poured it in the dog dish, and the dog was drinking the beer, and
yeah.
They took it away from the dog, and then they poured it in the cup and had all the dog food in it and everything.
Yeah, I do.
That kind of reminded me of. I'm glad you're drinking it, not me.
All right. So I probably shouldn't hesitate anymore. If I get the runs tomorrow, I'm going to be harassing you. Harassing you.
It's your water. Over the teeth, over the gums, look out, stomach, here she comes.
Here she comes. Doggone, that's not bad.
Denny's Pond Scum Coffee.
This is how she started. This is where she's going. Cheers from Survival Dispatch.